To commend it to the House, Mr. Speaker.
I understand. Is this a split call? I understand. Yeah. Split call. With the Honourable Mary Ann Street.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise to speak to this bill before us at third reading. I, like my colleagues before me, have said that Labour will support this group of bills, largely because as far as they go, they are fine, and we will not object to them. But there is a problem remaining, Mr. Speaker, and it is the loss of opportunity to do a comprehensive review of the Privacy Act and privacy laws generally, which the Law Commission review recommended. And here we have a short-term, a knee-jerk reaction to some contemporary events with which we're all familiar. The privacy breaches that have occurred under this government's watch are now legion. And they started perhaps with ACC, and other colleagues have referred to the situation that Bronwyn Puller found herself in, with a great deal of information being released into the public domain. The situation with Paula Bennett and the welfare beneficiaries who decided to criticise her and her use of every lever of state to come crashing down on them. The IRD breaches of privacy, Mr. Speaker, the work and income breaches of privacy, that Keith Ing might find it easy to access 7,000 cases from work and income through a public kiosk. And now we have the blunder upon blunder within the NovaPay debacle. And, Mr. Speaker, everybody is familiar with that and would wish, with that context, and would wish that the government would do something comprehensive and significant in order to protect citizens' privacy. But the other thing that is important is that we have an efficient and effective public sector, and where there needs to be a transference of information between one Crown agency or ministry and another, then that should be able to happen, but with proper safeguards in place. So I have no objection to the sharing of information between agencies that can be a protection for the Crown and a protection for the taxpayer. But it has to be done properly, and it has to be done in a way that also balances the right to privacy of citizens in this country. So my concern, Mr. Speaker, even though we will support this to its final stage, my concern is that the government has prioritised this item because of the heat around the issue, without being prepared to do the comprehensive piece of work that was necessary and that was recommended out of the Law Commission's review of privacy law. So in fact, the government's habit of cherry-picking bits and pieces, recommendations that suited it, and leaving recommendations that don't suit it, has come into play here again. And so, as they did with the Official Information Act, so they are doing with the privacy legislation, just picking out the bits, a few of the recommendations that suit them to enact, and leaving others. So with that, I suppose, reticence around something that is insufficient in this legislation, I will support it. Labour will support it as far as it goes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I call Gareth Hughes.
Kia ora, Mr. Speaker. Ngā mihi nui kia koutou. Kia ora. I rise to speak on the privacy information.